the garden was really important to us. This is basically how we sustained life from season to season, really from year to year.
Now, one of the clans that you were showing us back there was responsible for gathering all the seeds.
That's right. The wild potato clan kept the seeds from one season to the next to ensure that we had a new crop next year. And the basics were corn, beans, and squash. That was what we call the Three Sisters.
Oh, maybe. My little people were here.
They're everywhere. They've left you another walking stick, haven't they?
Bless them.
Okay, Davey, now I don't know if this was just a family tradition or what it was, but every Thanksgiving, before we ate our meal, my parents would just put a small amount of corn on our plate, so to symbolize being thankful for the bounty that we were about to eat, because it wasn't always plenty.
That's true. Flood, drought, war would really affect the crops a lot of times. But it was a tradition to share no matter how much or how little you had. That's been a tradition in our culture for a long time.
Okay, now, what's this place?
This cabin was an original home, and it's over 100 years old. There was a man named Tonita and his mute daughter that lived in this cabin, and it's kind of strange. A week after he died, she died. And then his son moved in, who actually built the cabin and raised his family in the cabin. He died quite a few years before his wife did, and then she continued to live here until 1948. And then the cabin was moved from the Birdtown community up to the gardens here back in the 1950s.
Birdtown, we went through there on our way to the mound.
Yes?
Yeah.
Traveled through Birdtown going down to the Dillon.
Now, what all do you have?
Mint planted?
Mint was used for tea and to cook with, and some medicines. They'd have herbs around the edge of the yard and in the gardens. Strawberries were always really popular in the springtime. Comfrey was used for a medicine, kind of a blood cleanser. We had all kinds of things.
Okay, now this, for some reason, looks familiar to me.
Those are corn beets.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Okay, when we were in Snowbird, they had these there because they pick the little green and they dry them, and then they snip the ends off and they use them for beading, for jewelry.
That's right. The seed makes a natural bead.
I believe you, Barb.
We supplemented what we were raising in the gardens with wild food that you could find around the areas where we lived.
Looks like a thistle.
It does. We call them cuckleburrs. They'll get tangled up in all kinds of stuff. A little bit of mustard behind it. We raised quite a variety of plants and then supplemented that with what we were finding out in the wilderness and woods around our homes. Yes, I've got to run an errand. I'll meet you down at the council house in just a few minutes.
All right.
All right, see you in a minute.
We know where it is.
We need a house.
Well, I know, and that's my fault. I got it.
Because I want a garden.
Really?
I want a garden. Somebody's got to show Charlie where food comes from.
Barb's? Honey? I do not know what's gotten into you. I thought your idea of a garden was a grocery store.
Does he really know who I am?